Hey, you're here with Scott Marsh, the Mind Body Mentor, and today I want to talk to you about something that I see quite a lot, not just in nutrition, but also in all sorts of times when people are trying to achieve something in their lives. Now, it just so happens that I tend to find, especially in the nutritional world, that a lot of people like to restrict themselves. A lot of people like to deprive themselves, and a lot of people like to punish themselves too. Kind of just goes with the game, doesn't it? You probably do it yourself, I'm sure. But normally, when a diet isn't working, for example, or normally if an exercise regime is not working quite as how you anticipated, is that the first thing that we normally go to is how can I make it harder? How can I make it more restrictive? How can I deprive myself further? Whether it's dropping calories, whether it's increasing your exercise, all of those sorts of things. But one thing I want you just to consider for a second is that you've only got so much capacity to put into your goal. Okay? So if you are depriving yourself further and punishing yourself further too, and just simply restricting yourself, you're going to find that actually your capacity and your headspace to actually achieve the results that you want to is going to just be that little bit harder. So I want to introduce you to a technique, something that I use myself and something that I use with a lot of my coaching clients too, and it completely changes the game. Let's have a look. Okay, right, welcome to my desk. Now, hopefully you can see this. Now, this technique has lots of different names. Some people call it change trains, some people call it don't break the chain. But essentially the idea is this, is that most people, when they start looking at depriving themselves or punishing themselves further, are missing out on a key step here that will simply remove all of the pressure on themselves by actually working with data. And as they say, is what you measure, you can manage. Now, I've spoken about this before. I've spoken about the idea that actually when it comes to getting your goals, there's probably a set number of behaviours that actually get you there. Now, you may think this would be a big long list, but I assure you, you've probably got 3 or 4 things in your life that if you did daily and consistently, you would achieve your goal no problem. So really what we have here when people are getting stuck and not moving forward is normally a consistency issue. So let's just see how this works. Now, you've got your habit and your activity on the left here. You've got your goal, your number of times that you need to do it in a week. You've then got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. Because, my friends, consistency is important every single day of the week when you're trying to achieve something, right? And then you've got your total at the end of the week. So let's just go through some habits that may be helping you towards your goal. Okay, excuse my writing. Exercise daily. Okay, cool. So your goal may not be to exercise daily. That's absolutely fine. But we do know for a lot of people, this could probably get them moving in the right direction a hell of a lot quicker. So our goal for this week is 7 times. Now this bit's simple. All you do is you cross how many times you did it in the past week. Okay, you do it daily and then you reflect and have a look back on it at the end of the week. So let's say, for example, is that we exercised on Monday, we exercised on Tuesday, exercised on Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday. So for the entire week, that gives us 5. Now, the goal was 7. You set the goal as 7. You said that if you did it 7 times, you would get where you want to be. Okay? So before you start even looking at restricting yourself and adding in more exercise, maybe the question that you need to ask yourself is, well, hang on a second, my consistency wasn't very good here. If I actually achieved a full 7 days like I set myself, maybe that's what would actually get me the result, rather than having to do anything crazy and making myself sad, miserable and unhappy. Okay? So let's go through another one. This is a really common one. Nutrition. The amount of times that I get emails from people saying, my nutrition plan is not working. Okay, and the first thing they want to do is they need to be stricter. Well, let me tell you right now, chum, is that being stricter is probably not the right approach if you're struggling to stick with what you're doing. Probably the question you need to be asking yourself is this nutritional plan right for me right now? And why is it that I can't keep consistent with it? Now, on reflection, most people tend to find that actually the reason why the nutrition plan's not working for them is because they're not hitting it either a good amount of time of the week. So let's say 80 to 90% of the week. So let's say, for example, with nutrition. So we know we want 5 days perfect nutrition. Brilliant. And we're great on a Monday. This relies on honesty, by the way, because if you can't be honest with yourself, you're going to really struggle. Okay. So Monday, Tuesday. Oh, Wednesday was a bit of a dippy day because I actually went out with work colleagues. Okay, cool. So how about Thursday, Friday, and oh my God, the weekend was a write-off. So that gives us 4 days. That's it. 4 days in the saddle. So do we need to change the nutrition plan, or do we just need to increase our efficiency and consistency to it? You see what I mean? So not only does this simple technique actually empower you because you actually start working out what is the key thing that you need to start working on, but actually it's actually kind of fun because once you start doing this at the end of every week, you start totting up your scores, and it almost gives you this sense of competition with yourself to actually finish the job and complete it. So before you start restricting, before you start punishing yourself unnecessarily, what I want you to try and do is just have a little play with this tracking of your habits. Work out what your habits are, put them in here, then set yourself a goal. How many of these do you need to do each week in order to get where you want to be? Brilliant. Log it. I guarantee that if you're not getting the results that you're predicting that you should be, address this and actually ask the questions of why am I not keeping to the consistency that I need to, and I guarantee you'll get exactly where you need to be. So that's Scott Marsh, the Mind Body Mentor, out for today, and I hope you enjoyed this video.